We are live.
Salam Malikum with magic, and salutations to all. I am Donawoa Ami Sheps Ray, your host for today's 2 October 2023 Full Harvest Moon reading. Our moderator is Har Jed Sobek Ib Ray, and we begin with the reading of our pledge. Begin all acts, breathing and thinking by saying Kalum, parentheses all, by way of the infinity flame of the dwellers enthroned in the flower of fire, by way of a universal traveler, dweller-emperor, :space, Sam Hu, Amini-Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote. Zen Uru, smiley face. The pledge of the Imperial and Imperial Royal flags for the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic, for the country of United States, small s. As I stand beneath our sacred Imperial and Imperial Royal flags, I vow loyalty and obedience as I watch them fly. To the imperial laws of our Imperial and Imperial Constitution that governs our Imperial and Imperial Royal Empire. To this cause, I hold my head up high. With honor, I pledge to protect and defend. All within the Imperial and Imperial Royal Kingdom, both family and friend. To ensure that all have their equal rights. To this cause, I will lay down my very life. As I stand beneath our sacred Imperial and Imperial Royal and National flags, I vow loyalty, sincerity, and integrity with zeal. As I will, so mote it be, chant the enchantment, and it is done. Chant the enchantment, and it is done. Chant the enchantment, and it is done. Ashe. So be it, so it is. It definitely shall be, quote, Zen Uru, end quote. And power we shall have. Thank you. Eesh. Know thyself. Smiley face. On behalf of the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic, quote, the oldest independent autonomous-autothon nation on earth, end quote. We welcome and thank you all for joining us for this Full Harvest Moon reading series. Tonight, we continue to reflect on the fulfillment of the 70+7+5 week prophecy of His Imperial Majesty's journey. During our scheduled reading for this shadow hour of the, quote, 70+7+5 week timeline, end quote, there will be brief pauses between slides to allow Q&A, questions and answers. We ask that you keep your mics muted, videos off, and accolades, comments, concerns, or questions reserved until such time. Therefore, the following house rules shall be implemented. First, we ask that you speak clearly and respectfully when addressing His Imperial Majesty. Next, for those logged into Zoom, we ask that you use the raised hand feature and wait for the host or moderator to call your appellation, parentheses, your name, prior to speaking. Next, please limit your questions to a maximum of 2 and focus on the subject at hand to limit any confusion and allow others to present their questions. Also, please state your appellation, parentheses, name, clearly before asking your question. Thank you for your attention and cooperation. And now, I have the honor, the privilege, and the pleasure to present to you the universal traveler, :space, the absolute royal sovereign, :space, his dash imperial dash majesty, :space, emperor, :space, Sam Hu, Amini dash Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote.
Salam alaikum magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, Emperor.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, Emperor.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic, Emperor.
Salam alaikum with magic, Emperor.
We shape shifting, right?
Yes,
We're gonna have one. We got one, right?
correct.
We gotta finish this thing out, so we're gonna keep it. So the flyer tell everybody everything. So appreciate you. We're gonna get going. I got a little sound issue, but I'm working on it. So my picture come up in a minute. I'll cut my light on in a minute. All right.
Gratitude.
Yeesh.
I would like to acknowledge her Imperial Royal Princess, Puhaika Samson-L. Salam Malikum with magic, her Imperial Royal Princess.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam Alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Gratitude, and thank you for your presence. As we scan the Imperial and Imperial Royal Annuals, months of January 2022 through August 2022, we remind you to bear witness to the magic of the opening of the gates of hell that took place on 28 January 2022. On 29 January 2022, Storm Malik hurled through Scotland, signaling the curses and trials of our ancestors were released. Officials in, quote, authority, end quote, followed suit with the posthumously pardoning the witches of Scotland. Mother Earth, dash, Ta continues to balance and reveal secrets and cures to uplift humanity. Moreover, gates of hell opening included a catalyst of 1 million immortal fire deities, showcasing their presence, loyalty, and freedom to Emperor, :space, Sam Hu, Amini dash Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote. Remember the smiley face on the sun. Remember the reveal of the quote, Phoenix, master, end quote, and the unprecedented activity that has been occurring on the sun since February 2022. Check the record. All has been aligned with the 70 plus 7 plus 5 prophecy fulfilled. Every month we express our Nama culture, giving gratitude and recognition to the changes of the planet, celestial energies, and the powers that are evolving to accommodate the Emperial CMYE-IRK Republic. We now continue with the 70 plus 7 plus 5 prophecy fulfilled timeline. At this time, will the first Nama please take the mic? You have the floor when you're ready.
Salam alaikum with magic, family, guests. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Good, good.
We're gonna get started
Doing
here.
well.
As you see, the timeline is reflecting the months that we've been through and the different happenings, as our good host has informed you. And so, as we begin, we ended off with the month of October, the first half. So we will begin at the second half of October. And so we begin on October 20th. A giant 43 meter sized space rock called asteroid 2022 TS2 made a close path to Earth. On the 25th of October, new moon with partial solar eclipse.
Portal.
Excuse me,
Portal.
correction. New moon with partial solar eclipse. I think we misspelled the word, but okay.
Okay.
On the 26th, we had social media circulates smiley face image on the sun. That was the day we got the smiley face, as you see in a lot of our normal background, right? On the 29th, the 9th month of the emperor's reign, all right? And then on the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, we celebrated Deity Day. It was our Deity Day celebration, and we celebrate the deity Samhu. As they said, before anything was, Samhu was. Do we have any questions? Protector, are you there?
You there?
Yeah, well, I'm here.
All right, I got my volume.
All right, cool.
All right, and what were we saying?
All right, so we're gonna ask you a question. I just ran through the second half of October. And so the question I have for you is about Samhu. What is the significance in your connection to Samhu and your reign as emperor?
Samhu, before anything was, Samhu was. Okay. So, and my journey, that's going back to the Asiatic black man, where you see his genie picture for the first time. So that's why we had that picture in the Constitution 80 around the right. And I got scooting my look right now, but I'm getting there. So let me see I got what we got here. I'll be all right. Okay. So so that carries you back into that genie bloodline, that ancient bloodline or that magic bloodline. So to take on that title from what the Caucasian man did to the title, Sambo, you know, sitting out in front of the slave masters, plantation, holding the lamp, all that was begging your God to keep you or keep them in power. And they looked at it as, you know, how they use your God against yourself to keep them in power. So when I was coming out with it and traveling with it, and it came to me that it was on my appellation of my final one. Over here said that, you know, you had to make sure you bring it right for the damage that's been done to it for 1,000 years. So that's why it's so connected to me, and how we elevated up to now, you know, to who I am now. So then the Mini Ray came later. It was Samhu Ray first. Then it became a Mini Ray, you know, for the evening or the setting sun. So that's why it's Samhu Mini Ray. I grew into it. The crown is, quote, Ade Lo Yi. That's the crown, the essence of the crown. So that's what it is. So that's why it ties, you know, into me on that level. And then you got, that may say, that helped me out.
That was good. Appreciate that, Protector. Thank you. You can go to the next.
You talking about 26th with the smiley face.
Okay.
That was October 26th. That was 9 months sitting on my seat. So remember, I started the ritual on that you know, a day before y'all did. Y'all remember?
Mm-hmm.
So on 28 back in the day. So I started the day before. So you seeing how that when the smiley face came in, and I think something dealing with September 20 said something happened too. I think it's in there, but that's why that, and you know, that was a confirmation of my system and who I am, because mine's coming through the skies or the galaxy, as they say, or the universe. So that was one of them. That was a couple of them. That was like the second one, I think, because the Sun Man came on it first, and this right here was confirmation that it's my time to come. Smiley face, because the crown, the royal crown, the only royal crown ever made in the history of the world by a king, handmade. His scepter or his image is smiley face. His scepter is smiley face. He got smiley face on his fingers. You can't copy clean nothing but no more than that. You copyright it, copy clean, register, and everything else. So with that coming and me in the crown on my head, that's showing me on alerted everybody he's coming to his seat. Like he said, he'll rule the whole world. It's just the aggravation going on amongst the ones who never thought it could happen is what's going on behind the scenes right now. That makes sense to you. Okay? Let's see. And he said the naps went to rain. Okay, yep. And then you got he said 29, 30, 31st. Daily Deity Day celebration. So that was for the like Halloween. So we changed it to Deity Day celebration. So it ain't Prophet Angels no more. We changed the Deity Day celebration on our map. So that makes sense to you? We good?
Good.
Help you out.
That was good. The next
But
question.
we have a question in the chat from YouTube. Musawir, is the Constitution in the decree? Is the Constitution in the decree, or is it something we receive later?
Oh, the Constitution stands on its own 2 feet.
Mm.
The decree is a part of the decree stands on 2 feet too, but it's put into one document because only a true sovereign can write a declaration and a decree into one document. Only a true sovereign can do that. And that's what I did. So that's why it's in there. But the Constitution stands on its own leg. You know, but the Declaration of Independence, I'm sorry, is in the Constitution, a part of the Constitution. But the Declaration Decree, that you made an official sovereign declaration, to come out. So that's what's happened. That's what happened on that end. And then your decree is to decree your state. So that's why I decreed it. It's a law. You have a lawful right to run a sovereign state. You feel me? So that's what that means. They help you out.
Thank you, bro. Are you?
Let me get ready.
Dennis Shuja, you have the floor. You're muted at the moment.
Next slide, please. Okay. Now we are in the month of November as we continue forward. On the 4th, astronomers announced discovery of closest known black hole to Earth, just 1,600 light years away, 10 times more massive than our sun. On the 8th, total lunar eclipse was a full blood moon. On the 11th, His Imperial Majesty performed an imperial reading at a magical park, and one of the 12 white roses disappeared. Also on the 11th, His Imperial Majesty started on the Imperial and Imperial-Royal diplomatic decree. On the 24th, 300 million immortified deities on the sun. And on the 28th, 50 million birds killed in record-breaking outbreak of avian flu across the US, according to the Department of Agriculture, amid similar outbreaks elsewhere around the world. Question, Protector. Emperor, you there? And does anybody have any questions on this slide?
Then, Shuja, we have a question in the chat from Leonard Dijer. Question is, why do you use the title Emperor, and how is it important to have that title as a true sovereign? Question directed to the Emperor. So,
And we do have one more question.
Salam alaikum with magic. The Emperor will be with you in one moment.
Gratitude for that.
thank you. Really great. Thank you.
You can continue, Nanya Suja.
Then Shuja, you're muted at the moment. You're muted.
So we'll reserve those questions as the Emperor comes on. In the meantime, we'll move forward with the slide. Okay. Now we come to December. As we close out 2022, we start with December 7th. Super full moon called the cold moon happened on the 7th. On the 9th, 315, His Imperial Majesty obtained 315 million in modifier deities. On the 15th, Emperor's, quote, official public notice to the world, end quote, clarifying the proper use of IRK authority. On the 15th, House approves referendum to, quote, decolonialize, end quote, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico becoming a state within the U.S. Puerto Rico holds U.S. state citizens, birth record, certificate, bonds. So yeah, that was a big discussion, and it has been for a while about Puerto Rico becoming a state, as well as D.C. On the 21st, we had a winter solstice, major virtual excursion event. And for those that don't know, a virtual excursion, that is our little virtual excursion that we have on certain celestial days, where we go virtually to different parts of the universe or the globe and learn about particular things virtually. It's a pretty good experience. On the 22nd, according to the CDC, it was reported that life expectancy at birth fell to 76.4 years, largely due to COVID-19 and drug overdoses. On the 22nd, a world golf news alert. Astronomers have shared their delight over what is dubbed as a Christmas celestial visitor, Comet 2022 E3, first discovered in March. It is now more visible, in parentheses, also called the Star of Bethlehem, in quotations, in parentheses. 23, or the 23rd of December. New moon called supermoon marks the conjunction of the sun and moon. Next slide, please. And if you have any questions, please write them down, put them in the chat. We will get to them. All right, so now we come to January 2023. beginning a new year, this year, the year we are currently in. All right, and we begin on the 4th. The first major meteor shower of 2023, the quadrants peaks on this night. So if you looked up in the sky, you would have seen flashes of streaks of fire crossing the sky. On the 6th, full moon, first year anniversary, fire lit inside of Emperor, smiley face, coincides with the signing of the, quote, the Imperial and Emperial Royal Diplomatic Decree, end quote, and also mark, quote, the Royal Public Notice to the world, end quote. On the 6th, as well, first year anniversary of the Emperor exposing to the world his 13 times great grandmother, peace be upon her, Agnes Sampson's torture and murder, in parentheses, close parentheses. On the 13th, end of the first phase of His Imperial Majesty's journey from birth to present, celebrated on the beach of South Carolina on 351st Street. No, that's wrong. Correction. On the 351st day, and on this day, you have 351 million immortified deities. On the 14th, ticket for 1.35 billion Mega Millions jackpot sold in rural Maine, in a rural Maine town. Right? So if you're wondering why that is in there, his number is as you see, 351, 135, those are his numbers. So we always just kind of mark when those numbers pop up, because it's just random out of nowhere. You know it's not, but it is, right? To the average person, but for those that know, no.
Gratitude.
All right, we can go to the next slide.
Hold up, Sir John.
All right.
All right, go back to slide. All right, January. Y'all in January already?
Yeah.
Go back one.
November.
We might not have 3 nights. We might not need 1 night. All right, go back. What was I at when last you was talking?
Top of November.
Go back one more. All right, well, I remember this one. All right, go to the next. They ain't have no questions on there.
Oh no, we had some questions.
All right, what you got?
So, question in the chat, you have, why do you use the title, quote, Emperor? And
why do I use the title Emperor?
Right, and
you when you receive your status, okay? When you see your status, all right. When you see your status, okay, you had that option of who you were and who you want to be, okay? So, under my status, you went down the Moroccan road. You feel me? Sultan, Emir, Emperor, Khalifa, because of the state that we created. Once you created that, you can choose how you want to be, who you want to be. So when they chose Emperor, when I chose Emperor back in 2007, that was the town I chose. So what comes with the Emperor is absolute. If I would have chose a king, I would have been an executive. So I couldn't have been a constitutional monarch. So with the absolute monarch number 2, executive is 1. So the kings and queens on the market today, they are executives. You have I think we did research on it. I don't think they none, or maybe one or maybe two. That's a constitutional monarch, and that's in the Arab world. But that don't mean anything to me because that all falls in the Ottoman Empire. And you go look at the established day, they got what 30 something, 1930s, when they shaped them countries over there, states rather. And that's what they did. See, they chose what title they wanted to carry on that seat. Then look at Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? They came in what 30s, 36, something like that. And look how they chose. So I chose the emperor because I'm absolute. And it's in your bloodline. Didn't know it. But coming who I am now, you couldn't be nothing but absolute. Because of your authority. We just talking about authority under the flag system on earth. They give you stories about authority that's outside of earth and belief system. Okay, well, I have an absolute authority inside of earth, on earth, and outside of earth. That's how I came in. You feel me? That makes sense to you?
That makes sense. There's another half to the question. So
all right, come on.
Accent in full. It says, why do you use the title emperor, and how is it important to have that title as the true sovereign?
Oh, I just grew into them titles as I moved. The absolute, royal, sovereign, true sovereign, all that, because of my status, you know, with men the dweller. That all came in. You feel me? So it's just, you know, if you give it to yourself, you got to grow into it. So you can't say you something and then you can't manifest it. So 07 to 13, 17, all them questions was, you know, because you had all the other characters out there on the market flying a flag, claiming they got a constitution, claiming they got more, all of them, everything on the market more science temple. And you see that, you say, well, Drew Ali never set anything up. He don't set a fiction corporation up. He never set up nothing on the jure side. So all these cats out here claim to be sheikhs, emperors, presidents. Somebody I know, Mark Cohen said president, you know, unbelievable, but they are. Anyway, you know, they don't have no venue to do anything. So the take on a title, that's what we said yesterday on the call, no more hotels. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys' egos is beyond. To fight a system with one hand behind your back because you fed up with it. You know, it ain't never came your way, and you want to slang paperwork. It's just such a waste of time. So that's why we walk small. I'd fight a moon almost every other day, but keep his mouth shut. But anyway, the loose lips ain't shit. So people like to brag. You know, they like to brag about what you is, who you is, what you done. I don't brag. I ain't got time for that. People say they got this and that. I'm like, okay, I wish you the best. Now I'm at the level that if it has any type of effect on me and my rule and me coming to my seat, well, now you kicking on a 26,000 year journey. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it don't matter to me. I see in 26,000 years if you make it. You know, so because you got a rule coming in, you got a change coming in. Ain't got nothing to do with no religion on earth. All that stuff is old. It's done. The pipe's in there. So if you stuck on it, you got to look in the mirror yourself. You know, you believe this guy gonna save you. I've been saying since I was young. We wish you the best. You know. So you gotta. When you're looking at these titles, it wasn't just going as an emperor on earth. It was all in the emperor. You got to be universal. It ain't just you're an emperor on earth. You got to be in connection with elders, magic, So you seen what happened when the chains, when the shackles came loose. Said what? That magic don't exist. You must be an emperor or the emperor. You know what I'm saying? Because that magic, don't only emperors carry that kind of magic. So when you looking at my journey from 99, 2000 on up, you finally grow to a point in your life where you have a travel, see something happen in your journey, and automatically say you have to be the emperor because that magic don't exist. So you see, magic do exist, but the magic I come from don't exist in their mindset. You know what I'm saying? So everybody shook up right now because they ain't never seen this type of magic. They claim this boy named Jesus supposed to have this kind of magic, or Yahshua, just us, Isa, all name make you feel good. He's supposed to have all this mystic energy because no freaking human can possibly have that damn energy. But you're looking at one, and it's just in me. It ain't nothing I wouldn't dug a hole for. It ain't nothing I wouldn't cross the river for. It ain't one I done read. As I grew older, I didn't need none of it. But that was all training when I was coming up through my years, all my shamans giving me stuff so you can, and then now a lot of them found, now they know that whatever they did to me didn't really matter because of my status I got now as an emperor. One of my old heads said, when I gave him the Constitution back in 13, 14, I ain't said about a year. But I was all hyped up. I think the War of the Gods was coming out. The Chief Black Eagle wrote, and I was picking the books up, running down the seal, running up the seal, really. You know, handing the book, and I said, "Why you like? What's up with the Constitution? You know, waiting to hear something. You know, feel me?" He said, "Well, I ain't got past the first page yet." Y'all got to excuse me, my voice is, you know, I've been going at it. I'm working on it though. And I said, "What you mean?" He said, "I ain't got past the first page. The first page was the crown, and that was not this crown, my royal crown, it was the other crown, CMYE crown." And I said, "What's mean the crown?" He said, "There's so much into just the crown. But tell your people, if they done went past the crown and they reading the Constitution and all that," he said, "tell them," I said, "you know, good luck for them, good for them." He said, "But I haven't got across the first page, and I had to get more." And he said, "Because when you go past that first page, you got to give up everything. What's coming with this? So you got to ask yourself that question: are you willing to give up everything?" And in that, he's Christ man. You feel me? So he wasn't ready to give up Christ because he knew if he read that Constitution, he had to give up Christ. He already knew it because the energy and the power and wisdom that's coming behind that crown from the emperor, he knew if he turned that page, he was going in it way deeper than y'all go. You know, so he told the folk around me during that time, he wished them the best if they already passed the crown. So that made they already, in his mind, gave up everything. Jesus, Allah, Muhammad, everything, because of that energy of the crown. That makes sense to you? Y'all with that? You hear me?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. We have a hand raised in the chat, Emperor. Nanya Danawa, you have your hand raised. You have the floor.
Well, did I answer the question? First of all.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
All right.
Yes, answer the question.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Danawa, you have the floor.
Gratitude. Yes, my question is, what was the significance and the importance of the performing of the Imperial reading at a magical park?
Oh, that because before y'all knew anything about this chair, the history of the chair came from Germany. So you can imagine who sat in that chair. It got made in 1900, shipped over here to America. He made that chair over there. It's quartz crystal. Everybody's supposed to know what quartz crystal do for you. And so they called it a magical chair. So the chair been in this park for 2014, October or November, I think, October 14, when they dropped it there. So it, of course, word spread around town, this and that. You had a magic chair. So, you know, as the Caucasian man told me that at the park one day, he said, you best believe everybody done sat in that chair because it's supposed to be magical. He said, but until you came along and sat in it, made it, you know, him and his wife, because, you know, they come out and be sitting in and reading my stuff. And one day I was reading, they came by and they said it was this aura around me like a kundalini. So he said they passed by, they looked back and they could see this light around me around the chair like a zone, you know, like a zone. And he said he looked at his wife and said, did you see that? And she said, yeah, what me do I see that? And they said they didn't want to disturb me, but they said as they kept walking away, you could still see that this zone around me in the chair. And they said, you can bring that magic. Ain't nobody else can do what we seen you do with this chair. So you see, so the magic got to be in you, not the object. You know, so everybody want to sit in that chair because they want to get that magic. They want that luck, they want to hit the lottery, they want a new wife, they want a new husband, they want help, they want to get well, everything. And you can feel it doing things if you in tune with yourself. Maybe it's not sitting in it. But if you want to get, and you know, so when you get told by people who see energy around you, and then they come out and tell you that they seen that around you, that's some good energy, knowing that you know. So in signing that motu proprio Declaration of Independence, let's say royal public notice to the world, that was the energy from the chair in my signature, because the king's chair, it's made for a king. So when I sit in it, I'm an emperor. So until I get my specially made built chair that I'm gonna sit in, this will be sufficient for me right now. So, and y'all seen the magic work, because y'all, for those who came and traveled and seen it, they still on the ship. And some came, and I knew they wouldn't be on the ship, but they couldn't even cross the river rolling north. So I already knew they were working voodoo. You feel me? So they had all kind of witchcraft, all kind of shit. They couldn't. That's why I said that's my test. You know what I'm saying? Like that Black Eagle clan that came on back in the day, big boy, their chief. He got stuck in a tree trying to cross. I knew he was crooked. I just watched him. Then he said, when you stepped on the tree, it's like when I stepped through, you know, the big tree down the end. He said when he was trying to get on the other side, fat ass, then he slipped through the thing, he couldn't get up and he was stuck. And that's, you know, everybody did about 12 of us out there. And so when I stepped over there, I invited him to the park. And cause they came over down Mount Vernon, all that, two Carlos. And so I stepped on the tree. He said, as soon as I stepped on the tree root, because you see the root come from the tree. He said the root, it's like it let him go. And he put his feet out. So I knew he was gonna be around that long. I said, you know, that was just signs you do to check people. That makes sense to you. That help you out?
Yes, gratitude. And then I have a second part of that. Just a question of, did you ever find the one rose that disappeared?
No, ain't gonna never find it. You funny. Well,
Gratitude.
what happened was I went out, did a reading, and I had a base of white rose of 12, and I set the back on one of the sides of the chair. It broke off. It's like a roll in this old chair. So that's gone. You can still a base. I set a base of flowers in it. 12 white roses. And I said I did affirmation 91, calling 5, all that. My affirmation, my own affirmation I'm doing. And when I finished, I got up, smudged, tapped my chair 3 times, walked over there, check everything, walked across the little river, got me some energy, and came back and grabbed the roses and came and left. When I got to where I was going, I didn't have 12 roses no more. I had 11 roses. So I was shocked that I left with 12 roses and came back with 11. And am I gonna find that one? No. You never find that sucker.
Gratitude. I yield.
It's clearing, letting you know. And then first thing I thought about was in that white rose, my mom, of course, but also in the Moor, talking about the white rose. You feel me? So that's what we was checking out, looking at that day of magic. And you've been offered, you've been accepted because the spirits in that park came and took a damn rose. You know what I'm saying? So, we good. Come on.
Emperor, just to follow on from the rose topic, Learning Backup just asked, does it have a meaning in regards to the disappearance? Can you expound?
Nah, it just disappeared.
Yeah.
It was just out there. That's like they heard me, and there was a confirmation that they heard me because they took a white rose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all know who's been to the park. That's a magic park. So, it's definitely, as you travel like I travel, when I'm going through Greensboro, it's not even a thing. It's not even a thought. You just run through, sit in the chair, take your time, get some lunch, and you get back on the interstate, keep kicking. You feel me? So when I travel, I make that break. I got family there. I only see them. Just keep, I'm just in there to hit the park and get that energy out of sight, out of mind. Those who know, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
We have a hand raised in the cash. Alan Sojourn, you have your hand raised. You have the floor.
Yes. Good day, Emperor. The rose you speak of, does that have anything to do with the rose of the infinity flame that's in the pledge?
Oh no. No. Infinite flame where I went home and stood in is infinity. You feel me? And it's complete infinity. And so there's nothing there but infinite energy. I mean, the first thing came out of my mouth when I was standing there in it, and can't be, in the dweller form standing. It was like automatic. There ain't no death. I just knew death didn't exist where I was, and that's how the energy. Just it's like who am I? Where am I? And I just knew there wasn't no death. There ain't no death there. And then I started playing with the fire, like yo-yoing it out, bringing it to me, looking at myself, doing my coat of arms. I'm sitting there like looking at myself. I'm like the one when he came to see me. And, so you were so lost back there because you had to tell somebody. And everybody you told pissed you off. So you couldn't tell nobody no more. But they kept trying to download, who you are, put you under some creature or being or saying, go tell Jesus, go get Muhammad, go to God. You know what I'm saying? Go to the roof doctor, go every damn where. And they would. I had one sensei in Goju-Ryu. No, that was Gensuru. And that took him about 6 months. But he said what they came up with was interesting. Because I told him, he said what they came up with. When I was like, they, and he said the council. So he was part of a Shaolin council that he brought that issue to. And he said what only thing they could come up with was that it was me looking at myself. So that kind of made sense after all them years. And that made sense. That was you, your soul looking at you. You were looking at yourself. So, that's when my course went more into know thyself. Your soulmate is yourself, because you got that kind of energy in you where you able to come and remember, when that spark ended in 7 years, 7 months, that's when, because that was during that time, 7 and going to 8-year-old when he appeared. So that was that. When I crossed from the Eno going into an Eno site, my soul showed up so I can see myself, because that part was being closed down from birth to that age, 7 years, 7 months, 7 days, 7 minutes, 7 seconds. So on that spark to go to that next level, I'm Samuel or the dweller, or a dweller at the time to me, appeared out of nowhere. And I've been tripping on it for all my life. Like, these niggas talking about a spacesuit, this brother just appeared. Like, bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, 5 head, 5 hands, 5 feet, body like a man and just glowing. About 8-10 feet tall, you know what I'm saying? Because them old houses back then. So just looking at you, then what the hell you gonna do? damn sure ain't no marble fix on that, boy. You know what I mean? So, you know, so you just grew into it. You know, so because it's unknown, it's unheard of. And I have ran into people over the years who actually have encountered a dweller or seen a dweller, and they went straight to the church. You know, so it ain't like this is the first time the dwellers appearing. Hell no. Top talks about the dwellers immortalities who taught him. That's why he went to sleep for the last 30 years. Sleep ain't death. So he get what? Get closer into the dwellers, remember? So, you know, that journey, that's why I'm here. Like, top is my blood. So, you know, all this stuff I see out here, it's only for a time. You've seen all empires fall. And now this the big empire on the earth falling. It ain't just America, England, France, Africa, all of them falling in this day and time. Because I'm the last one. So it starts a new beginning. So you're gonna have all that residue. You know, like that crap last night on the call. When at the end that guy claimed to be who he is, asked about some damn Tyson Zimp number. You feel me? So you know right there, if you claim to be an emperor, what the hell you talking about Tyson Zimp number? You feel me? To carry you back something, you got to be under somebody. See how the mindset? But he's the emperor, you know. So that's why I say I ain't got time to play with him. He cats already bring you hell. With that ignorant, I ain't got time to play. We got to move ship, and you got a sovereign ship that's recognized, and you got to run it. So that's what we at now. That's why I'm keeping this call going to get this out the way so we can open up another part of the ship and keep moving. But this got to close out. So that's why we kept this thing going. And y'all who listening or watching, y'all know we shake shift. And you know, so you moving a sovereign ship. It's organic. So you don't come on here thinking we got a whole script written out. We got to follow the script. No, we creating it as we go until we get things situated. And that's part of our story, you know, going into our annuals. And we don't give a damn what nobody say. That makes sense? We good?
Yeah, that was beautiful, Emperor. Thank you for your wisdom. I yield.
Thank you, Alex and John. There's a question in the Zoom chat, Emperor, from Atun Ray. The question is, how did 300 million immortal fire deity beings get on the sun?
How? They travel there. They have immortal wings. The master told you when he stood in front of me. He had completely immortal. And then I seen the wings grow out, and I told y'all that every time I think about it, very impressive. you know what I mean? And so I see bees going every day, and they can move anywhere they want. They don't need no damn spaceship. Now you look at the aliens out there who got to take out a spaceship. You see how long they've been around, millions and millions of years. They had to develop something to travel this and that. And you listen to Ariel, how their soul continues, all that, and they make a body like the aliens. You see their cats, but they just a shell they use. You're not they can never trap their soul. All right, see what level they at. and then know what level you at, then see what level the dwellers at. See what I'm saying? Where the mortified beings at. You see? So you see, so all this stuff is happening, but not in Wikipedia, so you don't believe it. You know, so that makes sense to you?
Can I make a quick note for the record protector?
Come on.
As humans, we must understand that, you know, life on our earth is just one type of life. You feel me? There's life throughout the universe that exists beyond our comprehension. So I'll leave that there.
Thank you, Emperor. Thank you, Nana Shujar. Appreciate it. We have no questions or comments in the chat in Zoom, nor in.
Oh, we definitely. Oh, my bad.
So, Emperor, you saying?
Nah, I was leaving out the door. I said, and I had my mic on. My bad.
Okay, no problem. Okay, and then Shujar, the floor is yours. Thank you.
All right, can we go to the next slide? All right, so did anybody have any questions for December? And I'll read through December again. On the 7th, we had a super full moon called the cold moon. On the 9th, His Imperial Majesty received 315 million emotified deities. On the 15th, Emperor's, quote, official public notice to the world, end quote, clarifying the proper use of IRK authority. As well as on the 15th, House approves referendum to, quote, decolonialize, end quote, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, discussions of Puerto Rico becoming a state within the U.S. Puerto Rico holds U.S. state citizens' birth certificate bonds. On the 21st, we had a winter solstice, major virtual excursion event, and I explained to the audience what is our virtual excursion. On the 22nd, according to the CDC, it was reported that life expectancy at birth fell to 76.4 years, largely due to COVID-19 and drug overdoses. We've seen a big influx of drug overdoses over these last few years. On the 22nd, a world golf news alert, Astronomers have shared their delight over what is dubbed as a Christmas celestial visitor, Comet 2022 ES, first discovered, is that E3? E3, excuse me. First discovered in March. It is now more visible. And it was visible then. And this star was also called the Star of Bethlehem, in quotations. On the 23rd, new moon called supermoon marks the conjunction of the sun and the moon. So once again, any questions?
And then Shujar, there's a question in the chat from Nanya Bakab Nafir. Asks, why was Puerto Rico chosen to hold the birth records of U.S. citizens? Emperor,
Protect, you there?
Yeah, come on.
The question was, can you ask the question again, host?
Sure, no problem at all. From Nanya Bakab Nafir, why was Puerto Rico chosen to hold birth records of U.S. citizens?
They was under that contract.
Emperor, you're muted just in case you're not aware.
Yeah, I'm here. I was on the elevator. I'm in straight with you. I'm out here. I'm going out to the beach so I can talk to y'all. Puerto Rico. Okay, so if you look how they got the contract set up with the birth certificate contract with the default with corporation, they couldn't dock it over here. They couldn't dock it in the States. They had to dock it on outside of the United States. So that's for rich port, Puerto Rico. That's where they docked them at. That's why the secure parties is in Puerto Rico. The corporation's in DC. You feel me?
You were hearing your bro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they help you out. Okay.
Indeed, Emperor, thank you. Gratitude.
We have no further questions in the Zoom chat nor the YouTube. Then it's John, if you can.
Well, I got a question. Protector, can you clarify our official public notice to the world and the proper use of IRK authority?
All right. So anything else with me right now? Come on.
Yeah. The quick question was, can you go into detail about the official public notice to the world? What made you write it?
Oh,
Clarifying the proper use of IRK authority.
public notice was to get everybody off my tip, because unbeknown to a lot of folk up to now, I've been on the market since 2004. So behind the scene. So they've been running on my jurisdiction ever since when I instituted the red flag. Okay.
If you speak and protect.
So what?
You said they was operating ever since you instituted the red flag. You said they were operating under your jurisdiction.
That was the post office, I told you, who identified everything. They verified everything. They were military that. So even they were military that. You feel me? So when they verified it, they kept behind the scene. You got the world power, United States. And they stand in another state. They got more authority than them. Okay? You gonna go let everybody know? Yes or no?
No, absolutely not.
Oh no.
You gonna let the whole world know?
Oh,
Nope.
You gonna let UN know?
No.
No,
You gonna let China know?
no.
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 So what did I become then? We become the best kept secret.
That's kept secret.
That's kept secret.
So you can't talk about me where? In the front. You gotta talk about me behind. Behind the scene, what I'm saying.
And if you're muted just in case you're talking.
Say what now?
Then it's Shujar. I don't know if you're aware that you're muted just in case you're.
So that give you a no, Shujar?
That's cool. That was good.
Sure.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Because that public notice, if they had some kind of status out there, all the folks out there talking, well, they could have wrote a public notice if I have violated anything they were writing or said, but they don't have no venue. So they don't have no authority to write no public notice for their organization. So the flag jurisdiction is under me. I own the 48 star flag. own the red flag. You feel me? I own the rebel flag or Moore's flag, the Moore flag 13 star. Okay? All the flags on my jurisdiction. So they knew that way back then. If you go back to 15, I ain't put it out yet. I ain't published it, but you go look at the mission statement from 15. I got all them damn flags in there. I got a whole page of them. Way back in 15 that I copy claim. You feel me?
Right.
So, that public notice was to let the world know, Morocco know about the red flag and the green star. You feel me? Let them know that I'm finally getting there. You feel me?
Copy that. That makes sense. Again, growing into it.
This your phone text?
We got a question from YouTube Protector. Has Belcher, who and what energies was/is behind all the mix-up and BS we all endorsed? I'm thinking he's talking about the Moors, or is that a general religion and everything question?
Sounds general.
General?
Sounds general.
Did you copy that, Protector? Well, I can't speak for the Protector, but for myself,
I'm here.
Oh, okay, real quick.
No, I had my earphones in. They didn't click in, so I'm wondering why.
Oh, okay. I says, who and what energies was, is, and behind all the mix-up and BS we all endorse? And I was going to state that I can't speak for you, but for me, I'm behind all the craziness I endorsed because I didn't get full disclosure, and then I didn't go myself and find out what was what. You feel me? So we are all guilty of that to a degree.
Well, you got to realize you paid for it too. You paid for it. So you gave them money to pay for it, and you didn't fully understand it, and they didn't understand what they were selling. So and seriously, you know what I mean? So to say you got a nationality and you got a constitution and you ain't got no venue, that's got to be the crazy. That got to be you can't be right. You feel me? It's something ain't clicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
know what you mean now. We didn't back then, but we get it now.
So what we got?
And you have another question in YouTube. It says, from the chosen one, pertaining to the royal house of Washington Emperor, what is needed to fully get it going?
It's already going. It's already done. The state is already exists. You feel me? I've been at the state. I called out to them. They couldn't hear. So I personally, I have no reason. I have no reason to exercise that state right now because of you can't run. That's everything about a watchdog. It's whatever. It's all into me. Everything I do and right, it coincides with everything. You feel me? So I don't need that office unless somebody gonna come up and run that state. That's a step for 20 years, 30 years. I got a state already in motion. I got a republic in motion. Everything I sign has all that authority come with it. You feel me? Everything I sign. So that's so to say what that takes to get the Washington up,
It's all in the Imperial Royal Office for his Imperial Majesty. Everything was under my office. Everywhere, all the post office, Morris, all the more, Almarock, all that. I own it all. You know, I had to. I came and claimed it all. That's the only way you can do it. And you know, the funny thing is that out of all the brothers in the world, a Caucasian man told me that down in Tampa, Florida. He understood the government back in the 13 when I was down there, 12, 13, I was down in Tampa. He understood it better than I did. He actually assisted me in understanding how to go get the Asian black man. Cause he said, if you come in, what you got here, you only missing one part. And I said, what's that? He said the Asian. He didn't say Asian black man. He said, but you know, what was it? Ankle walk. You feel me? You missing your ancestors ankle walk. That's Asian black man for those who know on our level. You feel me? So they already know. So that's when that shift came in, and you see how I came in and shaped it up, the Constitution and all that. And you seen all that. You seen how I brought them all in. Had to. Gave y'all a little story this night, huh? See how things just come to you. It's how you travel. You never know who you run into. You feel me?
Yeah, that's new.
Yes.
So straight up, you gotta you gonna do it. What you got? You gotta have all three. You don't have all three, you ain't gonna make it. You see, you gotta have all the bloodline. That's what I did. See, so you see how the eldest guy, you never know which way it's coming. Don't know which way. Don't know what color it's gonna carry. Don't know nothing. You feel me? You just gotta move your mission. That makes sense.
Makes sense.
You know? Ain't got time to argue with folks. Just move ship. You know, you've been held by so long. You know, you should be ready to run. You feel me? Yeah. All right, so I'm hooked up now, y'all. All right, we finna dance. I'm gonna hit this. You can hit this ocean in a minute. So we're gonna have this call so I can get some energy. Yeah, folk leaving. You know, we finna build a little bit. So come on, let's rant. Let's dance.
So a question in the chat, in Zoom, and also on in the YouTube from Richard James. My Earth Day is on the winter solstice. Is it possible I could be a dweller?
Well, you know, just me. They millions of us. You shouldn't have to ask me that question. You feel me? You shouldn't have to ask me. It should be something you feel already inside. You just think you can't identify right now, but you feel it. You feel me? So, can't hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a few seconds.
Oh, I said there's something. It got to be something in you. It's got to be something. It's got to be something in you. You asking me, I have to see something in you. I test everybody and look, and I give things to do to see how they adapt to that and watch. And if you got it in you, it's like tough. If the light is in you, it's gonna show. You don't have to force it. It's gonna show. So this journey I'm on, I'll see it. So they act like you see me now, at the ocean, doing things, building energy. You feel me? Because who I am. So, and you got to get it. So, especially at the end of this contract we on right here, So, ask me, and on my ship. At this point, I just leave it. I'll leave it at neutral. You know what I mean? And try to meet you. For your Earth Day, it could be a sign on another level. You feel me? That 21st, that's the winter solstice. So you might need to look at that on that energy coming in on that solstice, winter solstice coming in. That's a lot of energy. So I wouldn't go that deep in a dweller. Because you just go, it just ain't nothing really, that's just on the floor. You know what I mean? So, because I got people now waiting on me to to change, and they want to be around me. I'm like, how you know when I'm going to change? You feel me? You feel me? So, you gotta let's continue to grow, little brother, and we'll meet on the journey, and it's meant to be. So I ain't got no problem. Like I tell you, that's around me now. I ain't got no problem. I'm a brother's keeper. So come on. I got 40 million. I got 40 million waiting on me. So come on. Ain't got no problem. It's having fun.
Thank you, Emperor. We have
and we good
in the chat. Yeah, we're good, Emperor. Thank you. We have a hand raised. Asaru Atun, you have your hand raised. You have the floor.
Oh, thank you. Salam alaikum with magic. Salam alaikum. And Emperor is, I got to tell you, it's good to hear your voice. I got to tell you, every time I get on the calls, I'm just honored just to even be here, just to listen to you and get taught. But I do have a question from not last night's class, but the class from the day before. When we were speaking about the Pope, when he demanded that the corporations surrender their assets and all that by the specific date. Some information came by me like a week or so ago, and I told myself if Emperor has another class and it happened to be a full moon, I'm gonna ask this question. Those assets that had to be surrendered over to the Pope and all of that, is that the gold that took 600 airplanes to bring back to America?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I had received, and they're saying that Trump did it. Trump brought back, he had to use 600 airplanes full of gold that was brought back from the Vatican, brought back to America.
Well, if that's the case, that's 100 million in gold then. That's the case.
Wow.
Because that's the contract. There ain't that much gold going nowhere. It ain't gonna be heard about. And so if it's that secret, somebody slipped it out. That's got to be the 600 million. Got to be. They said 100 million in gold, bro.
But they didn't say how much gold was on the plane. They didn't say how much.
It ain't in your business. But if you telling me you got 600 planes bringing that type of gold, that's to the Vatican, to America, for what? That's his mind. Because that's why he said he said once he show up, he got to run, he got to function. And if you don't function, he's gonna shut down the IMF and the World Bank. So you tell me stuff like that, they just let me know that they had to go get the gold. That's my goal. That's our goal. Why else? Who else would it be? Why would the Vatican release this on 100, whatever you say? But 100 million gold, you said 600 planes, but I'm looking at 100 million gold. That's all. That's about how much. That's about a many planes you're gonna need to carry 100 million gold. What y'all think?
I don't. I just wear gold.
Sounds reasonable.
I'm just you gotta get them type of thing, not you. You ask the question. So I'm just saying that I'm asking them what do they think. You feel me? So,
okay. I apologize.
Yes.
Yep, you kind of make sense, don't it?
Sounds reasonable.
To me, I think that's the goal. Yeah.
You gotta be. If you told me that just out recently, because you know what I got out there on the market. I got a appointment out there. I got a state. They know I'm coming. They ain't no high. You know what I'm saying?
It's the only entity moving that involves gold.
Ain't no other they got nothing else going on.
All right.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I had to bring that. I had to bring that question because when I saw it in the little group chat, because there was a little group chat about extraterrestrials dealing with Dr. Greer and all of that, and somebody just happened to mention that. I had screenshotted it so I make sure I wasn't tripping. And I said, next time if I ever get a chance to speak with the Emperor again, I'm gonna ask him this question. So thank you for the clarity, Emperor. And I yield.
You good?
All right, thank you, Asada. We have a next question from YouTube, from Amixim Natif. Can you tell the story of the flaming tree that didn't burn and the significance of it in your journey, if you have the time? Emperor, did you hear that question?
No, I didn't hear it. Come on.
Yeah, from YouTube, from a Mexican native. He asks, or she asks, can you tell the story of the flaming tree that didn't burn and the significance of it in your journey, if you have the time? Emperor, did you hear that question?
Oh, my bad. I'm sitting there talking. I said I'm doing my best to figure that one out. I said because the brother's name was Herbert Dixon, and he passed on. Okay, so you know, but he's the one that was in the car. So we were coming back from Fairville, coming down 24. Oh yeah, between Stedman and Roseboro on 24, and I'm driving. You know, we've been hanging out all night, and about 3 in the morning, and he just say, "Look," and I look, and this tree was just on fire, burning. So I, you know, driving, we was like, you know, wasn't nothing you could do. Like it was totally engulfed. We have phone by then, y'all know I was. You know, we have lit too, so coming from the club. And so that next morning, we got up and drove back out to the house to see if the people, all that, you know, was there. And that tree ain't never touched that tree. That tree was live. That tree had leaves, everything on it. We was like, yo. And both of us saw it. He was like, yo, ain't no way. So that's the part of that journey, sis, that as I keep going, like it's hell for this time, so I can get a full understanding. Because it's going to show up and show me. Or it could be like the fire telling me, the dweller and all that, I'm coming in. But I just wrote his name on the list to call when I do the 91 again. You know, let people in, let people up to my gate. So, yes, that's interesting to say that. No, it's still my journey. That's part of that journey. That's the IIEHU, same thing. You know what I mean? That's good? You good?
Yeah, thank you so much. We have another question from YouTube, from the chosen one. How can our personal estate be moved to your venue?
Personal estate, you don't have none. Now I'm gonna allow you to drop you got a privilege. Part of your privilege being on the flag is you have the right to drop your birth certificate contract back over into your state. All right, that's the only thing. That's all coming over here. Now, if you don't own it, you know, you can't bring it with you. So whatever's in that bond and that birth certificate, they got to transfer all that over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's yours. That's your estate. That's what you're talking about. Your birth certificate contract. That's what gets transferred over here. Like any other state. When you transfer to go to another state, what happens? What happens? When you transfer to go to another state, what they do? They hold you up by 5 years that you in, okay? They hold you up by 5 years, okay? And then you become a citizen of that state or the foreign. What happened? That's how long it took them to transfer all of your birth record account. Whatever bonds, whatever that country had on you, that's how long it took them to transfer it back, you know, for you can go into another country and get residence. You feel me? So that's why it's taking them more 3, 4, 5 years to get neutralized, because that is showing you how they're just playing you. So that country that you leaving, you ready to go. But they got a chance to hold your contract for the 5 years and draw all that wealth from you until they decide to let you become a United States citizen or wherever you're trying to go. You know, it can move a whole lot faster. But that's what's being transferred if you look at that type of estate. It's your birth record account. That makes sense to you?
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Nani Shuja, are you the 40?
So we're gonna move on to the next month, which will be January. And so once again, we'll go through January. On the 4th, the first major meteor shower of 2023, the quadrants peak was on this night. So, and if you would have went outside late morning, you would have seen, like I said before, the meteor shower.
Yo, hold on. So there wasn't nothing in December?
We just go
What
through
happened in December?
Hold on, go back a slide. Pardon me if I skipped over December. I thought.
No, you probably didn't. I'm yeah, you know, I was getting wired up so I could talk, you know.
Oh yeah, so we went over the public notice.
Okay.
We have received 315 million.
Oh, okay, let's finish that public notice.
Yeah.
All right, I knew there was something I was missing.
Okay.
All right, so in that public notice, as a sovereign, you have to give notice to all those who is violating your status or your contract. You got to give notice. So that's my idea. I can't give notice. Some people like that thought it was a threat. All that. No, it was a notice. And if you had any status, that's any of them. Fabian, Moors, Moor Science Temple, Masons, fraternities, Christian, Muslim, whatever. They had their opportunity. If I put nose there. And it came from a sovereign. So it's mandatory you speak. So he got property. He has property. You feel me? So now he got property. You got to answer. So that public notice. That public notice is it had to sit for, we found out 60 days, not 100, 60 days, because Georgia asked out 6 days, remember? You know, so so that public notice, that's what that public notice meant. You feel me? So anybody trying to attach themselves to the red flag, anybody trying to receive compensation on that, anybody, all that. Now it's got to come before our court. See, before Morocco couldn't do nothing. It's called states and their property. So they can't come into the United States because they let you know them cats ain't got no status. Why? Because Morocco can't do nothing. They citizens, they recognize, come on, Hacker. They recognize as citizens. So they can't say that. When Morocco came over here, when Obama was in office, they came over to check the status of us. They didn't come over to check the status of the United States. They came over to check the status of us. And since we were small and we weren't doing nothing, that's why it went the way it went. But they had to come and check and make sure the contract was being recognized. They ain't going to do African Americans. You know how African Americans on YouTube out there. Oh, they can't. You ain't got no contract with nobody. You don't even understand the contract you got with the United States on your birth certificate. But now you got a contract. Now you got a contract that this birth certificate, you see how powerful it is, then Morocco don't even recognize it. And if they did, you'd be hearing something going on with the Chancery Court in DC. Okay? So you don't hear none of that. That's just smoke. That's all they're doing, blowing smoke. You know, out there disrespecting the flag. If you think about it. If you think about it, that's all they're doing. Dishonor the flag. Why would you want to go fly your flag? You say you got 10,000 years that say how old it is. And you gonna fly, you ain't got no reason with it. What's the point? Y'all feel me? Am I talking about myself?
That's a good point. What is the point? You can't bring you no protections. You can't afford you no rights. What's the point of flying? What you doing with it?
It's just a novelty.
Pretty much.
Alrighty. The protector may be having some difficulties with his line.
No, I'm good. I'm here. I'm good. I thought y'all hear me. What I say? What I say about the red flag? Damn. Somebody. Like that. Okay, say go back to that guy up in Pittsburgh. He threw the red flag out, and everybody was tripping, so they couldn't arrest him. That supposed came into our jurisdiction because that flag has status. They didn't call Morocco. He's a citizen, so Morocco can't come over here to the United States to handle that kind of issue. So what they do? They left it alone because they couldn't do nothing with that contract. And remember now, that happened in Pennsylvania. So for those who know on my ship, they know I recommissioned the Continental Congress. For those who know, right? Because what I say, if the treaty exists, they made the Continental Congress exist, right?
Yes.
So did I prove it?
Yes, you did.
What did they do?
Sure
Call that
did.
mail truck? What did they do? Call that mail truck down in Philly? I mean, say down in DC? No, you got that package got to go back. So, and that kind of woke a lot of you up. Y'all, some of y'all want to see so much clarity. And you went out there on the market messing them cats and you didn't get nothing. But you come over here, you got to get all of this damn clarity before you make a move. And then when you make a move, it ain't a move to fund the ship. It's a move. It's a move. It's a move to fund yourself. To try to get something, easy. But you want to be master. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whatever. What y'all want? Give you everything what you want. You feel me? You see. I'm messing with y'all. Come on. So what else we got? Did y'all that help you out on that public notice?
Just point a note for that comment. So this was the Christmas comment that December. And of course, all the Christians was going crazy. They called it the Star of Bethlehem.
Remember that. That's right. I remember that. And that coincided with me in my 70 week. That 70 week. Remember? That had the show. That's right.
So you've had a few celestial visitors. Fact, already.
Back to back.
We've had a few celestial visitors, and we witnessed it. Yeah.
That's why we got to watch annual 70 week. Because when February came around, I said, well, damn, I got a 70 week. I'm in a 70 week wonder here. And y'all start saying, hey, all this stuff been happening. Exactly what they said gonna happen in the 70 week. And then we got a little longer. 7 more weeks, 49 days, because I was 49 when I wrote the Constitution. So I said, okay. And they came in on August 31st August. We got son sitting over there. He came in on 31 August, and I had 545 billion. So everything around me worked around 28 and 58. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, and then you had that happen in December. And there's just so much other energy going on in December. You know what I mean? So they try to steal it and classify it to their son, That makes sense?
All
right. You.
So, and before we move on to January, just in reflection, what would you say about the year 2022, Protector, in a whole, or as a whole? You copy that, Protector?
I said that would be coming to my seat and conquer that in live time, and just growing. Probably 2022, that's monument, you know what I mean? So, and then open up the gates of hell, and then, writing the motu proprio to finally open up the court case that they hid so thoroughly. That's why they were so mad, because they hid it. They can't keep sending this paperwork up here. It ain't getting sent back, so you have status. But they hid it. so that you couldn't, so that motu proprio brought that out. So they had to open up 513 in Gainesville. You feel me? So
State of Georgia to a state of emergency.
state of emergency. So, that's 2022. And then you see what the Pope did after that. He called all his money back. Because he knew, like he told him in 13, he said, what? Stop it. My authority from my seat cannot protect you. What I said, remember? The motu proprio. He said, somebody walking on this land now got more authority than me. It's real. You feel me? So, and that's why and they knew. And he sent 200 over here, partners over here, to help the United States understand what's got to transpire. Basically, what they say, within 10 years, right? So we had to crunch over 10 years, right? Can't get no closer. Where we at? October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months. Look where we at. We got appointment, everything gone. So you, if you want to look at the 10-year window that I'm not, or we're not, bound to. You feel me? But you still working. You see, I'm still working to keep everything in that 10-year window since I left it. And then you find out as you're moving, they always move on 10 years. So like now, I got y'all on a 5-year. So we emerging. So once we do the 5-year, that's what we're doing. We're doing people getting in, getting stuff together, getting the paperwork together, getting situated, study, classes, diplomatic classes, all that stuff. Once that's what we're doing now. Bank, for all that. So within 5 years, okay. Within 5 years, we have ourselves a 5-year plan. You feel me? So that's what we're working on now. But we got, so, and it started 31st of August. So you see, it just started because I came on the scene as what? His Majesty. That was 28, 28, 29, 30, my birthday. So 72 hours. So that just happened. And 2022 is y'all. So confirmation of 50, your continuous 58. Yeah, 22 is, and then you see 22 right everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? 22 days.
22 days.
After I filed it, 22 days after, it's been around me all the whole while. So, 22, that's just, and now 23 is with guys be 22 and 23 now. Because 23 turned out to be just important as 22, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right.
When you officially come to your seat. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
All right, yeah, on that one.
All right, cool. So with that, we coming to the new year.
That was all for December?
That was all for December. Exactly.
Yeah,
that was nice.
We have a hand raised in the chat also. If Emperor,
oh, God.
Yeah, Alan Sojourn, you have your hand raised. You have the floor.
Yes, thank you. How was the Pope able to get authority to ordain kings and queens?
How the Pope? That was, well, you going way back to the 1100s. When you going back to King John and all them. You going back? That's some of that is in the public notice. Let me say, Declaration of Independence. How they stole your authority. Well, I give you this one with the Knights of Templar. So they were the warriors for the Pope. So when they went to war, they came back. Their houses were pillaged. Okay, land tore up, people living on land, everything. So they created what they call a trust, what they talk about today called World Trust. And they told all the citizens, even the Knights of Templar, just sign it over to the church. So they became owners of your property, which is they own you. Okay. So that's how they got that control over the court. So I'm saying, so it in 1929, they created what they call the corporate soul. So you see corporate soul, so they control the court because Drew Ali came on scene and he was officially attached to the D. Masson rule, as you know, when you know now it's Phil Marquis. He stepped on scene. That means he tied himself to the land. Washington land. I gotta get that now. Drew Ali, he had no Washington to title. It was Washington land that he inherited from his bloodline. So he came into town that he wanted, created what he wanted. He wanted people to know him as a prophet. Okay, brother, that's why I want to be emperor. When you come, you have your choice. If you get that appointment, you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and may I ask, do you have anybody in mind that you would ordain a king or a queen?
I ain't even thought about it. It's not right now, brother. Only I know is Phyllis. I haven't even thought about it. You know, right now, brother, it's about just moving the ship. The authority that's been delegated down to the normals, and I mean, we have 4 states. So you have an Imperial Chancellor in one for the CMYE Government Republic. Then you had it's not, you know, like the Empress granddaughter. She can never be Empress, but we got we got the Duke over there. And then we got the, come on, I know you right there. We got the Duke. And then we got, what's the next one? Under that royal housing. And that's it. Not the Marquis. It's a 2 noble towns in the more, you know, outside of the Emir. And you got the Emir as over the state. Okay, so you have the Emir, brother, over the Moors part. Then you got the Emir Washington Moors down the Maya. And then you got sovereign state. Then you got my sovereign state I gave myself is, you know, is Royal Highness. But that's from my young ones and family down the road. I had to give myself something, you know what I mean? But the other 2 way be going before then. So I got 4 states. So each of them have titles. You know, I don't have a title. I don't need to appoint a king. For what? You feel me? You know. I don't.
Will there be a president? Will there be a president?
The Imperial Chancellor has the role as the president.
Well,
okay.
Well, like you see, the corporation have president. Okay. Republic states have prime minister. So the United States have a president. It's a corporation. And then you got a prime minister, and they have ministers. The president has secretary. So each government had their way to set up and run. Feel me? So that's how they formulate themselves. Now it's been interesting to me to see how France, under the protective role of the Washington land, imperial land rights, I noticed how they got and the states that they helped formulate, Haiti and all them, they you know, so that's Washington land. And so that go on back to 1713. So you go back to Haiti, and then before 1713. The Dominican Republic, all that got established after they got your control or your authority. So you look at that system, they got a president and a prime minister, or a prime minister and a president, which in our mind, both of them have the same authority. So, but that's how they set their republic up. So the prime minister holds this part of the country, military, and then the president come in, evidently, and run the whole state, which don't make sense to me. But that's how they set it up. So we have our own republic that we set it up our own way, not the traditional way that they got it set up. That makes sense to you.
Yeah, so we're not gonna be operating in a corporate manner. We're gonna be operating on land. I guess
You can only listen, make it, don't make it hard on you. You can only operate international. You are an international player. You are a foreign national in your own country. So that's international. So don't even, it's like I told you that, you see what I'm saying? That guy came on last night talking about Tyson is them no bullcrap. You know what I'm saying? That make you under somebody else's jurisdiction. You see? Because that IRS is a corporation. So when he came up with that, he's supposed to be a sovereign. That's why I say I ain't got time to play with this guy. You feel me? Because we're international. We have international 190%, 100 plus percent. You can never be nothing but international. You can never be a democracy. You can never be a debtor. You can always be a creditor over here. So you got sovereign, you got venue. You can never be a debtor. Corporations are debtors. You feel me? I mean, that help you out?
Yes, yeah, that did help me out. Thank you, Emperor. I yield.
All right.
We have a question from YouTube. David Johnson, what is the status of a Nama living in the UK? And what would be the status of a Nama arriving in the Kingdom of Morocco, Africa?
Yeah, same as Nama. That's who we are. Yeah. We're Nama. It's amazing, I know, that I stepped on the scene this day and time and came up with your own acronym. And you know what I'm saying? and everybody got to buy about it. They can never look at you as nigga. They can never look at you as African American. They can never, they can never look at you as black, all that crap. No, since I've been on the scene, but now that appointment out, that violates your constitution. There ain't nobody gonna violate your constitution. It's your constitution. So they always look at you as Nama. That's why I told y'all they wait on Namas to show up, not some African American or some Puerto Rican or some Mexican. No, they wait on Namas. You feel me? That's why I'm stepped on the scene. And what they say? Who's the Nama Emperor? That's the merge. So that means if he's a Nama Emperor, he got Nama National. So even though the world scene, they have already took Moroccan as American off our name. That's prominent, man. That's wicked, as they say. Because I told them, we move down the road as we emerge. They don't want nowhere. There's Kingdom of Morocco was our post. You own Al Morocco. If you own Al Morocco, that make you own the title. I'll leave that one alone, right? I got y'all all messed up, right? That's right, title. Come on. In other words, they don't have permission to use. So by us sharing the flag, I basically, y'all be Moroccan, we Nama. You trying to get me? That way we both use the flag. Ain't no problem. Oh, y'all ain't got no problem with that at all. When they go trace your story, it goes back through all that. That makes sense to you? So it ain't history, it's our story. And that's what we performing now. And writing is our story the way we see fit because it's facts. And no fact law can be tried in court, right?
Correct. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, another question from YouTube, from the Chosen One. I registered to enroll in the college a while back. Any updates? I suppose you're talking about the IIEHU, maybe.
Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Okay.
That's between the nominalization and how they set up. Y'all know, y'all working on it. So y'all knee deep. But as far as what we said we would send y'all, that's in motion now. There was a couple mistakes on the electronic application that had to be straightened out there when I went over it. So a lot of stuff said it was ready to go, but I might have went over that time and looked pretty good. And then I looked over again, we had mistakes. So, of course I got, oh, you don't look at it, okay? Well, now I'm looking at it again, I got mistakes. So that's why I say, leave it alone for a couple weeks, get back, make sure. So once you put it out there, you'll start a state. So it's an official document under your jurisdiction. So you want to make sure little stuff, I see, a lot of people don't see, but I'm with, me, I'm one of them professionals,
Better, better, and better.
Yeah, better.
Right.
But they help you out.
Yeah, that helped out a great deal. Thank you, Emperor. We have a hand raised in the floor. Sashdeep, you have your hand raised, you have the floor. Sashdeep, you have your hand raised, you have the floor.
Yes, Sashdeep B. Salam alaikum wa magic, Emperor Khufu. I had a question about the first, second, and third and fourth De Mason rule. Who are those brothers and sisters? Are you there?
Oh, I'm back. I was hitting. I couldn't get loose. I said, hold on a minute. I got slow down. The first one, of course, is Louis XVII. Okay, so from him, his arch dog, Cati, princes of that bloodline in France. He married Prince Cati. He married Louis and things that Maria's daughter and Maria. Okay, and then from them two, you got the Turner, and then you got 34th Turner. They just flipped the name, the first and last name around. Okay, so then you got, I'm gonna say that's 4, right? And then you got Ghostin, John Ghostin, who was the Empress husband. So then she became the 6th Marquise, okay? And then Crown Prince Ramsey Bay became the 7th Marquis Demon Song Rule, and now the 8th. But that's all explained in the Imperial Note. Imperial Note 9 in the Declaration, the whole story.
You said Imperial Royal Notice 9?
No, Imperial Note 9 in the Declaration Decree. It tells you the whole story.
All right, I yield. Thank you.
Yeah, so you get all the name, everything, all dates, everything. That's a long one too. That's like 9 A, B, C, D, and E in that one. All right.
All right.
I had to break it up. That many, so you can tell the story. And once you tell the story, you're done with it. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, just a notice to such deep. The Marquis de Maison Rouge from 1 to 8 is listed in the chat, so you can.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Namas. I yield.
No problem at all. Thank you. There's no questions or comments in the chat nor YouTube. Then it's I yield the floor.
So you like? Hold on, man. So you like that number, huh? Hi. I like that number. Okay. All right. So come on, John.
Yeah.
All right. We can go to the next slide. Okay. So as we continue with our Emperial and Imperial Royal Annuals, we begin the year, this year actually, January 2023. We start on the 4th, the first major meteor shower of 2023. The quadratids peaked on this night. So that was on the 4th, and like I said before, a few times, if you would have went outside early in the morning, you would have seen streaks. Even now, sometimes early in the morning, you'll see 1 or 2 streaks. People call them shooting stars, but they're actually asteroids that pass Earth, sometimes land in our atmosphere and break up. So you'll see the streak on, you'll see them streaking across the skies. And people will say, oh, I seen a shooting star, you know? On the 6th, we had a full moon. It was the first year anniversary of the fire lighting inside our emperor. Coincides with the signing of the quote, the Imperial-Royal Diplomatic Decree, end quote, and also mark, quote, the royal public notice to the world, end quote. On the 6th, as well as on the 6th, first year anniversary of the emperor exposing to the world his 13 times grandmother, peace be upon her, Agnes Sampson's torture and murder. In parentheses, close parentheses. On the 13th, end of the first phase of His Imperial Majesty's journey from birth to present, celebrated on the beach of South Carolina on the 351st day. And on this day, we had 351 million immortal fire deities. On the 14th, ticket for 1.35 billion Mega Millions jackpot sold in a rural Maine town. And again, you know, I said before, the 135, 351, those are emperor numbers. So when we see them out in the world, we make note of it. You feel me? Because we realize it's not random. Any comments, questions?
No questions at the moment, Lenny Shuja.
Okay. Protector,
yeah.
So the question is, what do you mean when you say the end of the first phase of your journey from birth to the present? Would you like to go?
All right, that just came to me as I was rolling. That came to me as I was rolling and in my visions. And that first phase that you know, that came after the sun dog, remember?
Right.
So that phase, that first phase was over from birth to the, you know, to the ending. So from the time I was born to what was it? 28, what is it, January?
Yeah.
When I put that out. Yeah.
January 13th.
That's when I ended the first, right. That was all the way back from the time I was born. And then the second phase is so short because I don't need a long second phase. I'm coming to my seat. So it was just calculating getting your 531 of your immortal beings, get your warrior. So you can't move without your warrior. Remember, they kept trying to slang, you know, trees and all that shit at me. I said, let's wait till I get my damn warrior. So I kicked everybody off me with all my writings, and you see how it stuck. I said, now I got my warriors. Now let's play. You feel me?
Right.
so I moved until I got my 531. So now I got to get them time, and they can lay out together so they can come and do what I need them to do. Because you got, you know, yes, the master had millions, but I was prophesied 580. So with what I did. So like I said, James, he went out of here 58. So, you know, so all them people waiting for me to come out early, that, I can come to 58. You feel me? But it's my time to come. Sense to you. So that second phase, going through the third phase, because I'm coming to my seat. So that ended the fifth. I got my 580 million. You know, so that second phase was them not representing who they are, and, you know, doing what I told them to do. And so I gave Jeff a command. You know what I mean? So once I gave Jeff that command, it's in effect. And I have no reason to stop it. Because personally, you got too many people on the earth anyway. So I'm here to clean. I'm a normal earth keeper. I'm here to clean the earth. So however many years it take me, it's going to get done. We just, like I said, in the 47-year prophecy, he comes small, but the words in his mouth is true. You know, so in my dealing with my dealing with my shaman, you got 40 million waiting on you. So I'm preparing, y'all preparing the ship so that we can receive 40 million. I got 40 million waiting on you. At first, I thought they might have more than 5 million. You know, that couldn't happen after we passed 40 million. You know, there was another crew coming in. You feel me? That makes sense?
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
So they help everybody out.
Yes, Emperor. Thank you so much.
All right, cool.
Emperor, there's a question from YouTube.
right.
Has Belcher's asking about what if you have a delayed birth certificate, meaning was born at home, not in the hospital, then didn't register in the system until the age of 5 when starting school.
Well, what you want me to answer?
I just asked him if he's received it.
Oh well, I mean, only thing you did was listen to that Morris crap right there. It's not, not registering your child and then registering your child with the recording service at the court. You just did it yourself, but the court gonna go in and create a birth certificate outside of you. They got to. It's a bond. So only thing you did was cut 5 years of your child's money off that for the bond. That's all they did. So when you come over here and they transfer over here, well, it's only gonna calculate when you got that account. So people saying, oh, they don't want a birth certificate for their child. Like, well, when they come over here, like, what they gonna do? They ain't got nothing coming over with them. So the Queen or the England gave you a prepaid account, as they say. Well, you got somewhere to dock it at now. That's why they're so scared of checking now, because you can take that birth certificate and drop it over your state, because you state property. That's state property now. You're under my belt. You feel me? So all that, you don't have no more connection nowhere but with your state. So wherever you go in the world, you represent your state. You don't need that bank. You don't need nothing. You got your own stuff. If you need to use it, we'll work something through our normal government bank where your credit card is accepted all over the world. You know how that Visa crap. That's the contract. What's up? How can you get wet? Contract. You feel me? So that's all it is. People waiting 5, 10 years, 20 years to put their child in that system. It's just contract. But far as you don't want the state to have control over your child. That's why a lot of people do it. But they gonna have control over your child anyway. If they're going, so if you're gonna feed them, so it's just that you can't get outside that system unless you're a foreign national your own country. That's what we figured out, and we did that back in 03, 04. We didn't fully understand it, but we did it. That's where you get your status from. So now under that, by you having our own republic, when we accept nationals under our venue, where all of that from that foreign state, whether you from United States, Britain, Albania, Mexico, South America, Brazil, doesn't matter. They're all a part of the United Nations. So when that to transfer over here to be numbers, well, all of that they did over there comes with them. So if you got, like you said, some people might ask the question, well, why do I want this veteran? All right, so they got a calculation. So they will calculate the average veteran, how long they live, and then they'll calculate your percentage, and then that's the part they would ship over to your state, but you ain't never get no damn check again every month. That contract. You see what I'm saying? You got a house you got a title to, but that's another process. But if you got a house you renting, you can't bring no rent house over here. You can't bring no rent car over here. You feel me? So you got all the things you come over here, you own. So you own your birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? That's your property. We just gave them permission on UCC 3-4-19, and that's what they've been doing. And you don't have authority to come back, or understand the authority to come back and snatch it back. Being from the trust and all that kind of stuff. So you got all these morals out here trying all these remedies. They all in the book. You can go read. You feel me? They all in the book. You can go read. But they don't work because you can't get out of the system. I told y'all that the militia boys been working on this stuff since 70s. Archbishop just told me in 17 that they finally figured it out. This is 1970. And they said, well, you got to be something like a foreign national country. We did that in 2003. You know what I'm saying? On the state level, 2004 on the United States level. They just figured it out. That's why he told me, I got 30,000 more to come. I said, but they just want to come over and collect on their birth certificate. I don't need them. They're on their Social Security card. Birth certificate. I said, I don't need them for that. They ain't going to be a number. So I don't give permission to collect on something like that, and they ain't doing enough for us. That makes sense.
Makes sense, Emperor. Perfect sense. Thank you so much.
Yes, clarity.
Much clarity.
Thank you, Emperor. Then Shuja, you have the floor.
We can go to the next slide.
All right, you there? I can't hear none of the planes go. Yeah.
We're going to the next slide, Protector. We're going to continue.
All right, so we good on December, January?
The first part, we are.
Right.
Yeah, we got a second part. Here we go. All right, so on the 14th, it was the start of the second phase of His Imperial Majesty's journey from the 14th to 14th July of 2023, when the Emperor came to the seat, or comes to the seat, came to the seat, right? We passed it now. On the 15th, in and around this date, His Imperial Majesty stated that the U.S. government would target the former president, Donald Trump, for awarding the prestigious, quote, Legion of Merit, end quote, degree Chief Commander to King Mohammed VI. On the 23rd, at 1:35 a.m. EST, on Peggy passed, peace be upon her. Cleared path for our protector, 2022, 1-year anniversary. On the 28th, Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, 1989, marking the 36-year anniversary of IFO beam down light by His Imperial Majesty. On the 28th through the 29th, open up the de jure Gates of Hell, 1-year anniversary. Do we have any questions, comments, or concerns on this slide?
No questions or comments in.
I have a question. It's got to be a question. There's no way in possible life you ain't got no question on that while you just reading.
Yeah, let's start from the top, Protector. Talk to us about this Legion of Merit degree awarded to King Mohammed. Why is that significant?
You talking about with Trump?
Yeah.
Well, when he made Trump secretly, COVID thing, well, he made Trump, appointed Trump, made Trump after the order of Muhammad, okay? Because Trump gave him a title as Chief Commander, okay? Having a title of Chief Commander, that's the treaty. That's going in the treaty line. That's the sovereign side. It's your side. Let's do it that way. Okay. Remember, during that time, de facto President Donald Trump, okay, he was Commander-in-Chief. That's de facto. Chief Commander is the year. So King Mohammed VI is a freaking king or executive king, okay? That's the status. Okay, that's why he said his son gonna come in as a prince, gonna come in as absolute, but what I done did was flag. Okay, so that's why you see they moving up behind the scenes. But anyway, what was that answer, John?
He was going into the Commander-in-Chief portion.
Oh yeah, there you go. I got it. I'm out here on the social. And a lot of movement going on. By him making Trump the Chief Commander, well, if you go to your state right now, any of your states, right, you got the sheriff control the what? The court, right? Okay. Now, there's another part of the court that the sheriff represents, and you got to know how to get on that side. That's the same side. You know, the sheriff is considered a sovereign of the county, why he has 7 stars on the band. Okay, so they run the court. So they run the court because there's no these laws that they need to protect or can protect because your status. So by you not having no status, they turn around and protect the corporation. But they got the dangerous side of the court. Every state you got in here, you go look at the treasury. The treasury is not set up on the de facto side of the court. It's set up on the de jure side of the state. That's why that state ain't got no red flag, no yellow print flag. That's the treasury. Can't kill him with money. All right. So when he made him the chief commander, well, they had no more attachment to the Treaty of Peace Friendship. He dissolved the United States authority or any connection forever with the Treaty of Peace Friendship. That's why I told y'all ain't seen nothing. Wait until you see what they gonna do to him. You remember?
Right.
You know,
called the prophecy right there.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and y'all see what they did to him, right? Got his ass locked in 4 corners, don't he? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Got him locked in 4 corners. I said he can never escape now. They got him locked in 4 corners and locked it in. But that last indictment in Georgia, that was it.
He cool.
You know, you got 4 corners. You got what? You got introduction. That was the first case in New York. You got what? What's second? Statement of fact. That was Mar-a-Lago. Okay, remember? Then you got what?
Compensation.
No. Second was what was the second charge they got on him? On the second indictment. First indictment in New York. On the second indictment.
That was Mar-a-Lago with the records and all of that stuff.
It was? Okay, statement of facts. Okay, what was the third indictment? What was the third indictment?
Tax evasion.
Compensation. Remedy.
No, that was tax evasion. No, he got another indictment. That was third. That was the remedy. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you got the fourth one, which is conclusion.
Conclusion.
And that was the case in Georgia. Find out that third indictment. That's for the remedy. Okay, so they locked him in the 4 corners of the court, and once they lock you in that 4 corners of the court, you can't get out. You be dead before you get out of that shit. I don't give a damn how much money you got. They got you locked in 4 corners. There ain't no escape. Can't go against the whole judicial system and being a de facto corporation like he is. And they don't give a damn about all that money, status, or nothing. Plane, all that gold crap. He's gonna die when he die. It don't mean nothing. You feel me? So his words ain't got no meaning. So because he did what he did, I told y'all. Okay. So that let me know what. And they should let the Moors know how they talking all that slang that the grand vizier chair of really exists. Okay? That's what they should have known, but they ain't so out there. Anyway, because the vizier chair came from, that's where the office of the president got established from. So now they just canceled that out. So they have no more treaty law. Nothing. All that's under me now. So they run it like oligarchs. Military. Ain't got nothing. That's why the Pope now is so important. Because he'll explain all that shit to you.
Yeah, so the corporation don't got more power than Burger King. And the only ones with any authority on the land is the marshal.
I'm just walking down the 17th so you see these cakes. Hold on, man.
Oh, God. The marshals when they moving the mail.
All right, I'm back. What you say?
All
what I'm saying, Sir Josh?
You have made reference to the civil orders, and I was just making reference that yeah, he said that the corporation didn't have more
About what?
authority than you was making reference to the civil orders. And so I made the comment that yeah, the Pope said that the corporation didn't have more authority than Burger King, and that the
Right.
only people with authority on the land is the marshals when they move in the mail.
Right. They said no, constitutional marshals.
Constitutional marshals, correct.
Right. They got to be sworn in as constitutional. But what constitution they gonna swear in under?
Emperial CMYE-IRK.
Got no other constitution, but they ain't got no other constitution to do that. That's why I tell you, if you go read the Pope's letter, civil order, you would go and go read the Declaration of Independence, and come back tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and let me know how you know how that coincide with what's going on right now. You feel me? Know what I mean?
Copy that.
I told him, I said to the indigenous marshals, I told them to stand down. Okay, until the indigenous marshals up running so that we can run the stuff. That's basically things they said in the civil order. You feel me?
Right.
Yo, man, I got me a poncho, right? We got to do style, right? So I got a poncho, right? So when you I'm a beach bum, you know what I mean? So, that poncho has got to be a part of our national dress. So when you out here in the water with this poncho on, you ain't get none of that wind, bro. Saying you ain't get none of it. I'm out here having a ball.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I got a couple of them. I'll show y'all. Mark already took a picture a while ago, so he put it out. But that's hot, man. They hot. So, the ponchos, you know what I'm saying? You know the ponchos, don't you?
Ponchos, yeah.
Yeah.
I got one on now. I the ocean. Man, it's like a whole new day. All right, what you got? So we're gonna have fun tonight.
Yeah, Emperor, we have a question in the Zoom chat. The Honorable Imperial Minister asked, why did Trump make that appointment?
Why did Trump make the appointment to? Because he, when I said the Declaration of Independence, the Emperial CMYE Declaration, Emperial CMYE Government Decree, all right, I wrote that in 17 and 17, okay, February, 17, and I sent it out, and it has some mistakes in it that they supposed to call. So I had to rewrite it. So when I rewrote it, I kind of went into, the vault. I was already there, but I had to open up again. The Washita vault, the Moors vault, the Yamashi vault that they got here. So when I went down in that treasure box, you see, I was finally able to get it out by 19, and I was rushing it in, you feel me? So, because I had to come up with that vault, I seen so much in there. So that I told them back in 19, I said, now we start to move once that Declaration Decree out. Okay, that's the one I sent to in March rather. To I ain't gonna give you all of them, but two of them was Muhammad and the Pope. And the Pope just came on. He just come on the scene. No, he was on the thing. And then within 30 days, so everything's supposed to go 30 days. That's why you got to see how I am. I'm outside the venue because I sent that off on the 15th of March. They got it like the 20-something of March. The Pope and Morocco. Of course, they ain't gonna track. You can't see the track the firm, but we got to wait to do that. I started to find out if they got it or not. And the Pope was in Morocco for the first time in history by the end of March. So then when I sent that same order, Imperial order, revised in June 14th, and told them I was emerging the Imperial CMYE for the Republic and Imperial Chancellor office. That's when he raised the flag, ship signal, on 15th of July. So you can see they already knew who I was, what we doing. All right, so Trump already knew. That's why he said, we're gonna write a new decree. And I said, so who he talking to? The presidents don't write no damn decree. They write orders. So if you write a new decree, we're going out to 17. Yeah. So when what was I at?
Trump said he's gonna write a new decree.
They got to write a new decree, and everybody know what he was talking about. Okay, so he already knew. So the 19th one that I sent out, I sent it to Obama, and they sent it to Miami. That in the back of the proof, full proof, in the back of that, the last one, that's the mailing. That's the track and confirm receipt. Well, I sent it to Obama, express mail, so he get it overnight. He lost his seat. And on the January, whenever Trump came in, he supposed to got it that morning. They sent it to Miami, and Trump got it that Monday. So Obama never got the one I sent to him. It went to the next person sitting in that seat. So it said office of the president. You feel me? Y'all there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So Trump, Biden, everybody know about me. And that's why Trump tried to come in and do what? He tried to come in and gain King Arthur code. King Arthur code. He tried to be the king. Because he knew the United States had no more status. They had no sovereignty. They had no treaty law. They weren't under nothing. That's why you think them secret talks he had with that boy in Russia putting them. That's why they were talking about me. And the United States having a state within a state that got more authority than the president. It's over with. Y'all good?
You're good,
So
definitely.
what was Trump going to be king over?
Yes.
Y'all like that? Y'all get a lot of history. Y'all getting a lot of stories right now. Almost say history.
True indeed.
All right, come on. What's the
I think somebody just asked the question: what would Trump have been king over?
When they would start a whole new venue, it would shut everything down. Shut the whole president down, everything. Start a whole new everything. He almost pulled it off too. Nancy started at the last minute when they didn't appoint that boy as the defense attorney, the defense secretary. He got in, he was done. Y'all started to see the results now. You feel me?
Okay.
You look at that court case, you start to see how deep that was, how close you was to ending every part of democracy. Going into martial law, where he was gonna fire everybody.
You fired.
Huh?
I said, yeah, he sure was. He was gonna fire everybody. You fired.
If you would call martial law, John, it was him and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the head. That's it. No Secretary of State, no secretaries, nothing. It was just him and the military. That's how close y'all came to losing everything. If you like this democracy you live in right now.
Wow.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Here we hear you, Emperor.
I mean, say it to you.
It does.
So now y'all see the difference between a chief commander and a commander in chief now?
Yes.
All right, put it in your nose. What's next? Come on, I can go back.
From the chat, we have a question from Atun Ray asking, how did an IFO beam a light on you and why, His Imperial Majesty?
Hold on one second, you got a plane coming. Hold on. something got to be going on over here. That's about the 10th jet F-16 that took off for this base. All right. And number 13. Arturo, I really can't answer that to that degree because it just appeared out of nowhere. So them shining the light down on me like that, you know, like I have control over that. I had no damn control. So the meaning of it is showing me the future. And that you can see the future that. So if they can see the future, well, they can write the story. They can see the future. So by them shining the light down on me, that was to me, and now that I've grown into it, is a connection to that ship and the connection to that whole international, universal order that's out there in the universe. Come on, you know. So there ain't nothing else I can say on that until I grow to a certain level. That's what I'm doing now. And I told them a year ago, you was on a ship like that. I said we got a date. We don't know when that date is, but we know we got a date. So I got to prepare for that date. And y'all notice in the last 580 days plus, I've been making that date every time it was supposed to be made. But we didn't know the date. We didn't know the situation. We seen certain projects come up, went through them, went back and forth. And once we found it, it was perfect. Remember, step forward the public notice. So remember, we were gonna put that out June 28th. The Kidney Stone, Mr. June 25th. Kidney Stone came in, remember? So that got delayed by a month because Kidney Stone said that what? I was moving too fast. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't supposed to go out in July when it went. But that pain came in that I had to go through. Birthing pain, as they say. And that birthing pain is the same pain as a kidney stone. You have like a woman having a child. So I went through that 396 days. And it wasn't just a kidney stone. It was all kinds of stuff that we ain't talking about tonight. So, but I'm perfect. I came through that. And they had a perfect procedure. And I'm good. You hear me? So, you see, I'm perfect, whole, complete. Doesn't matter if I drink, doesn't matter if I smoke, don't matter what I say or anything, because I'm in tune with nature. So it's people who want to stereotype you or try to judge you based on this religious concept, but you see the elders don't give a damn about none of that. Make sense to you?
Yes, Emperor, it makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. Perfect sense. Another question from the chat, Emperor. Since the emergence of the ship, how satisfied are you with the progress and what improvements would you like to see? This is from the Chosen One from YouTube.
Just more study and comprehension. That's all. I'm not that hard to get along with. It's just, you can't have excuses. So you're going to run a state without accountability. So you live in a world where there's no accountability. So you got not citizens from the United States who they got a contract with all caps, and now they want to come over here through their blood right. That's the only thing I can nationalize. We can nationalize your blood. The corporation we know is owned by the Queen Charles, England, okay, or de facto Charles. All right, we know that. So when you come over here, it's your blood getting nationalized. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know. So comprehension. You gotta, if you're comprehending, you're gonna ask questions. So if you're not asking questions, you're not fully comprehending. So so some sit back and say, well, he's so hard, or he comes so strong, or because who I am. And so I got voice like thunders of water. So he said, why are you loud? But that's why the prophet said he got voice like thunders of damn water. So I do my best to calm down, but it's your ship. So I gave you a ship. So you should want to learn it in and out. It's your damn ship. So when I don't see that, I see the guy, I'm ready, we ready. Let's do it. And you got to bring something to the table so I can sign so you can move your ship. Or whatever it is. So they got to understand it before they bring it. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to move faster, I ain't got no problem. But you got to understand what you man, I got grit. They got to understand what they're writing. So we have classes. So I slowed down because it's overwhelming, and they've been doing good for a year, or some of them a year plus, and it's just it's every day. So you got to slow it down where we at now. That's why the appointment is so important, and we ain't in no rush no more, so I can focus and get the stimuli method down, just stuff like that we work on. Reading powers, all this kind of stuff we do to help get that mind so they can think them only. You know what I'm saying? Not nobody else. So if they get there, so you're gonna have some buffer. It's gonna get better, but you're gonna have some buffer, like waves, chip and see, rough waves, rough surf. You're gonna have that. You'll stay. It ain't been around for 30 years. But you got the ones that want it so bad, they're studying, but they still having problems letting that corporation go, programming. But they doing their best. So I gotta stay course. It ain't just, I'm getting better with them. So it ain't like, I'm sitting out here way I know. I'm going through it with them. Can you read? I'm with them. Memory power, I'm with them. Language, the master, I'm with them. we got a 12-year-old president. So I gotta come down to her age so I can roll with her. That's where I'm at. So people don't think I'm who I am because I do things like 20-year-olds do. You feel me? So that's like, my body, I'm straight. But frustration is say what you're going to say. Do what you say what you're going to do. And that seems to be hard with the way the system is set up. So nobody wants that accountability. And they got excuses. And me, they hear that's what they call it. They will say, "Oh, you're a bully." Because I be like, you got excuse for peeing. You know what I'm saying? You got excuse for using the damn toilet. So they get mad. Oh, you're a bully. No, I'm not. I just need, you want me to move so fast, well, you got to step up to the plate and move with me. I slowed down enough so you can catch up with me. I even came down as a Sovereign Crown Prince, so I can play with you. Basketball court, chess, ping pong, swimming, golf, everything. As I'm moving up to my seat, but y'all got to get in these seats so I can move up to my seat. So we all growing together. And they enjoying it by walking with a live emperor in 2023. So, that's about it. Help you out.
Most definitely, Emperor. Thank you so much for the answer. Wonderful. Thank you. No comments or questions in the chat on Zoom or in YouTube. Nani Shuya?
Cool. We can go to the next slide. Unless there's anything else anybody on this slide wants to address.
Then we go through the skate thing tomorrow.
Good. You can go to the next slide. All right. So this brings us to February. All right. So on the 4th and the 5th of February, conclusions of parts 1 and 2, live call reading of the Imperial-Royal Diplomatic Decree, one of our live calls. On the 5th as well was a full moon. Of course, it's our sovereign observance. We observe full moons and the moon phases. As well as on the 5th, His Imperial Majesty stated on the live call that the second phase, quote, death will be, end quote, and then commanded that that 2 million souls, then commanded that 2 million souls would be taken a day, up from a million a day. The day after his Imperial Majesty gave that order, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Turkey and Syria. On the 7th and the 8th, the conclusion of parts 3 and 4, opening of the quote gates of hell, end quote, live reading of the Imperial and Imperial Royal Diplomatic Decree and Appendix 1. On the 8th as well, His Imperial Majesty witnessed the double sundog on Sunset Beach. And then on the 10th, for the first time in 50,000 years, a green comet, C/2022 ES, in parentheses, ZTF, close parentheses, came within 26 million miles of Earth. And again, a lot of celestial visitors. Any comments, questions on this slide? Imperial Minister asks, what the significance of the quake in Turkey?
It was just it's significant, Commodore Carl. It was just a timing. And so things I say and do, you get results and certain things happen. And you've been on ship, you know that. So by me doing what I said I did and called it out and said this minute we're going, and then all of a sudden you have a massive earthquake that killed all these people. It was just timing. You feel me? So the significance that watch what I say and then see how the world responds and the earth responds to what I say. I've been doing that for years. My mom was checking me back in the day. Like, this man know how to call hurricanes. You feel me? So, so it's always been a significance for me. I'm just, I shy away because, I'm programmed like y'all. How you got all that damn power? How you got all this? And it just happened naturally. So what, I supposed to run from it? I tried to get away with a 20. So many people tell me what I can and can't do. I said, well, you want it? So, I went through all that. So it was just in my timeline, and that's the very significance of me coming to my seat. When he say something, you need to pay attention. That makes sense?
Makes sense. And the fact that when it hit Mount Ararat, and that's in our documents.
All over our documents, you feel me?
Indeed. All right. So my question would be, so I see we have live calls up here. How did those live calls go when we had them dealing with the Imperial Royal Diplomatic Decree?
Oh, that wasn't great. That's just in the Yamasee days, Native Americans, Chief Black Eagle Thunderbird, quote Thunderbird, end quote, was the commanding chief of the government. And he chastised homeboy, the custodian, and made him a clan chief by making certain mistakes, like spelling my IRK as my fact, and then putting the 215 number on our official document. So Chief Black Eagle said, you can't go out on the scene making them type of mistake. So that was his appointment. He made a mistake. That's why he got chastised to a clan chief for freaking ever. Forever, ever, what I say? Forever, ever, and ever, and ever. So when it's my time now, and my appointment, I came out CMYE, I came out all that. So as my appointment went out, the official appellation for our ship now is Emperial CMYE, that's the IRK Republic, for the country of United States, that states small ass. Even, you feel me? So, you there? Can you hear me?
We can hear you clear now.
We can hear you.
Yes.
All right. They didn't know what it is. So what part do you lose me on?
No, we didn't lose you. You just a little bit clearer.
Okay. So when I came out with my appointment, I officially changed my office. Well, I never even gave it a name. I gave other offices, Imperial CMYE, the Imperial Chancellor, Emir of other states. But my me being the head honcho, it was high time as I'm putting my appointment out for me, my office. So my Imperial office for his Imperial Majesty, because they got me on the scene on the world level, and they got me on the scene at the world level on in the end of August last year as His Majesty. Well, you have other majesty, His Majesty's out there here, Her Majesty, His Majesty, all this out there. All right, I'm His Imperial Majesty. So they got to change the whole acronym for me. That's why, so you waited perfectly for your appointment. So that's why it changed. And that's why you don't see the Imperial Moorish Yamashite, a Maxim, parentheses, Maxim Empire, or Imperial Moorish Yamashite, parentheses, American Empire. That's why you don't see them tapes them where they all in the archive. Ain't going nowhere. They always be a part of us. But that's for y'all now behind the scenes to study and make classes in the university, for normals and all that kind of stuff. So that's actually what we get ready to do as we slow it down, or if I slow down, and once I get everybody docked this month, and then newcomers, get them in, we're going to go over all the tapes starting from this January last year. We're going to know every one of them so that everybody get caught up and be on the same page. So if you're on the ship, that'd be the best time for you to get caught up. You feel me? So we're gonna read every tape. We're gonna go maybe 2 a day. Okay, so we can write notes and break a university and have classes. Okay, so they have that question up.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Emperor. There's a question, kind of related question by two Lamas, Atunray, and also Mescaray, asking what is a double sundog and what's the significance of a double sundog?
Oh, well, sundog is something magnificent happening in the sky. You have no control of that. And then the sundog will be like, you'll see on the right side, you look way out, you see like a star. And then on the left side, you look way out, you see on the star, east, west. And then if you get a good one, you got one on north and you got one on south. And then you'll see a circle go around the dog. And that's just a phenomenon happening in the sky at different times. But in my case, and when I go work out, walk, everybody know I walk forward, I walk backwards. And so in walking backwards, people say, "But how can that help you?" Whatever. I say, well, I would have never seen the sundog if I was walking forward. I only see the sundog when it formed. I mean, completely at the beginning, here in, I seen that walking backwards on Sunset Beach on 8th February. That's what I seen that. So the significance to me, it was the completion. So what was the completion? I ain't on the state yet, I ain't running the government yet. So it had to be the completion of my status of what they told me in 17. My uncle told me at 17, you can't be happy, until you get, you finish your mission. So to me, that was finishing our mission, go to motu proprio, public notice, and then the Imperial that's Royal Diplomatic Decree. And so that was 3, cha-cha-cha. So you had three documents, but 2 came out in 22, and the other came out 8 January 2023. So, and then the 4th one came out what? Cha-cha-cha, I say the 4 corners is what? Those appointment. So, so what else you need? That makes sense to you?
Yeah, makes sense, Emperor. Very clear sense. Question from YouTube. Has Belcher asked, who are we beyond the flesh and scrambled thoughts, and how do we find that out?
Say what?
Has Belcher asked from YouTube, who are we beyond the flesh and scrambled thoughts, how do we find that out?
Oh well, man, that's just, I mean, who you are is based on what you got in your birth contract. That's what you signed on to be. Now you might have came there right there. You might have came and esoteric knowledge and all that stuff you learned in your journey, and you feel like you're a soul being, you're a warrior, dweller, all that stuff. But that means that's what you can do. You have a right to do that, but you don't have no vision to operate it though. You feel me? So you live that life, but in the end, you still your contract is that you agree to be a slave for the English. You feel me? So when it's all said and done, who's gonna be your savior? Yourself? Well, you sign that contract over. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, you sign that contract over. So over here, you're able to gain that contract back. You feel me? And so that way you can become that who you say you is. So if you make this cut, that's your culture. So y'all putting it together. That's why I'm giving y'all the opportunity. Put your culture together. You know what I'm saying? So that you can define family, who you is, what you is, where you going, everything else from this point on. But you can't go back no more. Ain't no such thing going back. That's why you see ships always going forward. That makes sense to you?
Perfect sense.
They have them out.
That helped us out, and I just want to say gratitude for that, Protector. You gave us away. Now the opportunity is ours. Appreciate it.
And I see someone you stepping up to it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's something that should touch everybody's soul, because outside of that, ain't no out.
Ain't no out. What you gonna do?
Ain't no out.
You gonna argue with the court system like they doing? You gonna argue with what's the outcome? You ass sit in jail, right? and now still got so bad, and now still got so damn bad that these cats out here slinging on that paperwork. When they sit them down now, they put them down that corporation name. They done expatriated from them. And once they put you in that picture, they put that W on you. Once they put that W on you, get sick. Don't see them boys for a couple months, couple years, but they ain't no attorneys gonna come touch them. Only one come touch them now, their mom, but she the one sold that birth. She the one signed that birth certificate. You feel me? Because you realize that's not your property. You gave your state permission to run that. That's why they said you could only get 10. If it was your property, you go to get a minute you want, right?
Board of the state.
That's right. Somebody's by not being yours, you can only get 10 in a lifetime. Interesting, right? And they said, why they say that? They said, because we learned, you can pay your house off with it. See? But you got people that use it to pay off a phone bill and get a honey bun and shit. You feel me? I'm messing with y'all.
Nah, but you make so much. You make it so clear that there are tools here that people could do things to bring reprieve in their misery, yet they do foolishness. You feel me?
Because they don't understand the whole contract. See, you try to use a contract that was set up by the British Crown and all these attorneys to control. I tell you what the attorney that was working for the union, what did he say? What did he say? He said, we wrote the damn UCC. See, so what these morals are he saying? They ain't saying shit about they wrote it. They just trying to tell people they understand. They don't understand what shit. You feel me? These cats say these attorneys said what? We wrote the damn UCC. And if they was a way out, we would have did it. So we doing our best to figure out how you did it. So you give it now?
That says it all.
Facts.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
No questions, no comments in the chat in YouTube. Shoot guys over to you. Thank you.
All right, where we at right now on this call?
We are the first slide of February.
Okay, we're gonna end it right now because it's about 8 o'clock in.
Yep, 7:55.
Right. Okay. So I'm perfect, right? See?
1955.
And you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna end this. So we got 8 o'clock. We got 3 more days. So we did more than we said we were gonna do. So we on point. So we're gonna be at the end of the 3 days, okay? And so we'll pick this back up tomorrow. We get down hopefully around July, and then we'll finish it out. You know, rest of it on the last one. How about that? Everybody get everybody get their questions for tomorrow. They write something down, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Y'all good for tonight? Y'all good?
Very good.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we're good.
You two say they good?
I just don't get why that crew was so butthurt about his podcast.
You two good or Zoom good?
YouTube is good. YouTube is
all right.
Thank you.
You got somebody got a hot mic. Yeah. I know they're gonna shut down, but that's cool. So go ahead and end this, y'all, and I'll see y'all at 10 in the morning, all right?
All right.
Thank you, Emperor.
Thank you, Emperor.
Morning, welcome. Morning, welcome.
Salam alaikum wa magic.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Sure, rest well, and we'll looking forward to hearing from you.
Salam alaikum with magic. May the dweller be with you.
Salam alaikum with magic.
Salam alaikum with magic. Better, better, better. Smiley face.
Salam alaikum with magic.
I appreciate all the salam alaikums with magic. I'm going to yield the floor to the host to take us on out of here and close out this portion of the evening. I want to thank everybody for allowing me the time to read and narrate to you guys. Appreciate it. All right, so with that, salam alaikum with magic for me, I yield.
Gratitude. In closing, we would like to thank the universal traveler, dweller, the absolute royal sovereign, space, his imperial majesty, space, emperor, space, Sam Hu, Amini Ray, quote, Ade Lo Yi, end quote. And we would like to thank her imperial royal princess, Princess Huhaika Samson-L. Moreover, gratitude to all of our imperial dynamic readers. Gratitude to all the Nama nationals working behind the scenes and our viewing audience for their attendance and participation. Be certain to mark your calendars for tomorrow, 3 October 2023 at 1700, 5 p.m. EST for the continuation of the 70+7 plus 5 week prophecy of His Imperial Majesty's journey. With that, we say, Salam Alaikum with magic, and may the dweller